Hello, hello.
Good morning.
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 Good afternoon.
Good
Oh,
morning.
good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
I guess
Good
depending where you're
morning.
calling from, maybe afternoon. So good morning, good afternoon, good day, everybody. It's good to see so many beautiful faces join us this morning for this important conversation. My name is Jennifer Chukri. I work as the Executive Director with the Our Children, Our Way Society. Our society represents 24 Indigenous child and family service agencies throughout the province of British Columbia. And our membership is also growing to include nations that are resuming self-determination in the area of child and family services. And I do apologize, I'm working from two screens. So if you see me doing this, it's because I'm trying to navigate two screens. So I do apologize if I seem a little bit distracted. So please bear with me. At the Our Children, Our Way Society, we work and advocate for systemic changes to policy, practice, legislation, and funding to safeguard the best interests of Indigenous children. Today, we want to let you know that the webinar is being recorded and will also be available on our YouTube channel. And of course, we are always so delighted and humbled to have Dr. Cindy Blackstock join us to share the brilliance that she continues to share across Turtle Island and her heroic work on behalf of children. We're also delighted to have Brittany Matthews, David Taylor, and Kevin Droz join us today to speak about some of the ongoing challenges that are being experienced with Jordan's principle. And before we sort of move into an introduction of our guests today, we're going to turn the table over to our elder, Judy Wilson, Red Hummingbird Woman, and ask that she start us off in a good way and with an opening prayer. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. White Kukwahitep, calling in from unceded Squamish territory in my home community of Muskanath. And just welcome everyone to today. And we'll start off with an opening prayer just to ground ourselves and just reset ourselves with the new year, January 2024, and all of the things that are coming, and support the work that's being done in the circle here for our children and our families. Cookshem, Kalkukbi Creator, we thank you for today. We thank you for the blessings, seen and unseen, Creator. We especially thank you for the teachings that you gave us, the original instructions, Creator, and also the laws and the ways of knowing, Creator, that help us each and every day through prayer or meditation or even writing it down or sharing in a circle like this, Creator. It's so important to be reminded of those original instructions, and also the medicines that you give us, the sage, the cedar, juniper, sweetgrass, and all of the medicines that you give us that help cleanse us and ground us and remember who we are. The remembering is so important, Creator. Remembering the love, the hope, the happiness, the generosity, the kindness, and the sharing, Creator. All of those teachings that come to us that we can help be kind to ourselves and give love to ourselves, but also most importantly, share that with our family, our children, and our communities and our elders, and all of those that we come across in a day or in virtual screens, Creator. We also thank you for the way that you give us of understanding, of patience, articulation, and comprehension, so that we think before we react, Creator, so that we act in a kind way, in a generous way, so that people that are struggling, Creator, that we can impart to them that calmness and that kindness, Creator, that's so important in such a hectic world that we live in right now. We especially want to bring the children closer to us so it can also wrap those comforts around them, that no child would be unhoused or be unfed or have struggles that they are having now. all of those struggles that we can uplift, Creator, and find a new way of helping one another so that our children can live in a world that they ought to live in, Creator. One with abundance, one with love, one with safety, one with good housing and proper water, Creator, and especially with a strong family and a strong community, Creator. So we thank you for all of these, Creator. Please direct us in a good way. Please bring that wisdom and that guidance to us front and center so that we can open those doors continually, as many of the people in this circle have done. We support them and we love them, and we'll be always here for each other and our children and our families. We thank you for all of this, especially for Mother Earth and the creation and water and our salmon and our orcas. We thank you for all of this, Creator. Cooksham, 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 Cooksham. Thank you.
Thank you, Judy. Hi for that. Such a beautiful way to start us off and remind us that we're all here on behalf of our children, our youth, and our families. So really appreciate that prayer and starting us in a good way. Before I turn the table over to our guests today, I just want to take a moment to introduce them to you so we all know who we're sharing space with today. And although I don't think she needs a whole lot of introduction, I would like to start off by introducing and acknowledging Dr. Cindy Blackstock, who is a member of the Gitxsan Nation, a professor at McGill University School of Social Work, and the executive director of the First Nations Child and Family Caring Society. Dr. Blackstock has worked in the field of child and family services for over 35 years and is well known as a relentless and effective advocate for First Nations children. Her work and the results she has achieved have been widely celebrated, most recently with the World Children's Prize, an award voted on by tens of millions of children around the world. So we hold our hands up to you, Dr. Blackstock, for who you are as a person and the incredible work that you continue to do on behalf of children. I would also like to introduce and acknowledge Brittany Matthews. Brittany is Métis, Michif with ancestry from Whitehorse Plains, Manitoba. And she joins us from the Caring Society, where she is the Director of Reconciliation and Policy. And we also have David Taylor and Kevin Droz, who are lawyers from Conway Baxter Wilson. David and Kevin have worked tirelessly over the past decade to advance the Caring Society's successful human rights complaints against Canada. And so as a result of that human rights complaint, Canada has been ordered to fully implement Jordan's Principle, which we know is a legal requirement designed to ensure First Nations children receive the services they need and when they need them. And what we know is that Canada has repeatedly failed to properly implement Jordan's Principle. And after exhausting all other options, the Caring Society has filed a non-compliance motion with the Human Rights Tribunal in December. I'm going to now turn it over to Cindy, Brittany, Kevin, and David to share the details and implications of that non-compliance motion. So Cindy, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Jennifer, and your team. Thank you, Judy, for that beautiful prayer, especially when we're talking about something as sacred as Jordan's Principle. And here, I'll just remind the collective that the request from the family is to say the full term Jordan's Principle. Please avoid using the acronym JP or any other shortening form of Jordan's Principle. It's a way of acknowledging his spirit and his gift to all of us. It's a real honor to be here today. I also was thinking that it was about 17 years ago. Next week, it'll be 17th anniversary of filing this case with our co-complainant, the Assembly of First Nations. And then later we're joined by the Chiefs of Ontario, the Anishinaabe Nation, Amnesty International, and of course, our colleagues over at the Canadian Human Rights Commission. I want to recognize all of them in this important work. And although my PowerPoint is up, we're actually going to pay a little bit of a switcheroo for all of you. And I've asked Brittany Matthews to do just a quick kind of review of back to basics, because sometimes I hear the people say, well, it's back to basics that's the problem. But We actually are going to be suggesting to you that Back to Basics isn't really the problem. It's Canada's implementation of Back to Basics. Then I'll take you through the non-compliance motion itself. And then I'm so honored that David Taylor and Kevin Durose are here. And it wasn't in their bio, but some of you know that with the recent compensation decision, the class action lawyers were able to get some funding for their legal fees. They get monies for that. But our lawyers, including David and Kevin and Sarah Clark, they argued that completely for free for kids. So it just really speaks to their dedication to children and families and to the betterment of everyone. So Brittany, we're going to begin with you in for about 10 minutes. I'm going to switch over to me for about 10 minutes. And then we'll invite both David and Kevin to share some words with you before we entertain our questions. And I just want to recognize all of you for coming, and many of you for the amazing work that you're doing in your communities for Jordan's principal and to honor his legacy as well. So Brittany, over to you.